Mayweather has publicly claimed to purchase 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan for $402 million, aiming to enhance affordable housing in the area. While these claims have been widely reported, the exact details and confirmation of ownership are still subject to verification.
Oh man, he owed that money to the IRS. Why don't you just give him a few cards?
Because he went so deep, so
How much does he owe?
Well, it's more than you want to pay.
Yeah.
It's in the $20+ million range.
It's a lot of money, man.
A prominent lawyer has reportedly unveiled compelling evidence after Floyd Mayweather denied allegations involving $42 million. This disclosure has sparked heated debate among financial analysts, legal experts, and industry insiders, many of whom have previously expressed concern over the former boxing champion-turned-entrepreneur's opaque business dealings. The newly released evidence allegedly exposes a tangled network of fraudulent transactions, forged documents, and misleading investment schemes, all suggesting direct involvement by Mayweather.
Disappointed. The thing is that Floyd is what they call an independent contractor. And what happens is that when you become an independent contractor, Skip, if you make $230 million, they give you 2 checks or a check for $230 million. It is up to you to take out the deduction and make sure state, federal, whatever else needs to be deducted is paid to the Internal Revenue Service.
According to the lawyer's account, the evidence he presented includes a series of internal communications, bank transfer records, and emails that allegedly demonstrate Mayweather's office was not only aware of, but also approved critical aspects of a scheme intended to defraud investors. The documents indicate that significant financial transactions were conducted through suspicious channels, marked by inflated real estate valuations and the involvement of intermediaries with questionable backgrounds. The findings suggest the scheme was not the result of oversight or mismanagement, but rather a meticulously planned operation designed to channel funds into high-stakes ventures, supposedly offering extraordinary returns, as part of a larger effort tied to Mayweather's post-retirement financial pursuits.
Out of retirement at 55
Yeah.
to settle a debt with the IRS, and even Mike Tyson. But what's so disappointing with me, Skip? Floyd Mayweather has gone through this before. What is it that you don't get? And I'm even more disappointed because you're on Instagram and on Twitter flaunting your opulence. You got bales and bales of money. You might have 30, 40 racks up in front of you. You got Bugattis and Enzo Ferraris and private jets and yacht, and you big balling. And you won't cut these people their money? Now, Skip, I believe that he would have taken this fight anyway.
Over the course of several months, as scrutiny intensified around the alleged fraudulent scheme, the lawyer methodically compiled a trove of documentation that he claims directly implicates Floyd Mayweather in the mismanagement of investor funds. He asserts that the evidence reveals a consistent pattern of financial misconduct, including the deliberate manipulation statements and unauthorized alterations to contracts, changes made without proper disclosure to those providing capital. According to the lawyer, internal memos surfaced that flagged potential regulatory violations, yet Mayweather's team allegedly continued to advance deals that were ultimately revealed to lack substance. The lawyer emphasizes that the evidence is not merely circumstantial. It includes explicit email chains with revealing subject lines, annotated financial spreadsheets, and insider testimony, all of which he believes construct a compelling case that disrupts the carefully curated public image of Mayweather. While the boxing legend has long portrayed himself as a shrewd entrepreneur with a keen grasp of high finance, these allegations suggest a more alarming reality. Despite repeated denials from Mayweather's camp, dismissing the accusations as unfounded and opportunistic, the mounting evidence may force a deeper reckoning with the legitimacy of his business empire.
Yes, Floyd Mayweather has reportedly acquired 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan, spending approximately $402 million. This substantial investment was made through his real estate firm, Vada Properties, and is intended to expand his portfolio in New York City real estate market. Mayweather has expressed that this purchase holds significant personal meaning, reflecting his humble beginnings and desire to provide affordable housing options. He stated, "Growing up, I used to dream about owning just one home by myself. When you work hard, you can achieve anything. However, it's important to note that while Mayweather has announced this acquisition, some reports suggest that property records do not yet confirm a transfer of ownership. Experts speculate that he may have acquired a minority stake with options for future expansion rather than full ownership of all 62 buildings outright.
The evidence unveiled by the lawyer presents a compelling counter-narrative, one that regulators and investors can no longer afford to overlook. The documents reportedly include precise timestamps, authenticated signatures, and official reference numbers, all pointing to transactions that were funneled through legitimate financial channels. According to the lawyer, this level of detail should prompt a thorough reevaluation of Floyd Mayweather's involvement in these deals. Experts who have reviewed the materials express growing concern over the possibility that Mayweather may have knowingly engaged in actions that skirted or even directly violated financial regulations. Critics argue that the evidence goes far beyond a simple lapse in judgment. Instead, it suggests a deeper, systemic issue within investment ventures tied to Mayweather's brand. One particularly troubling aspect centers on how the financial products were marketed to investors. Promotional materials, now analyzed alongside internal communications, are said to have made bold promises of astronomical returns, figures that defy conventional market logic. Combined with troubling lack of transparency about the actual assets backing these investments, these exaggerated claims have fueled accusations that investors were misled. Instead of participating in a lucrative opportunity, many now fear they were lured into a sophisticated and high-risk fraudulent scheme.
Floyd, I hope the $402 million ain't left his bank account yet, then. I remember Floyd was on a talk show, I think 50 Cent posted that as well. And he said something like, you know, they say, if you know how much money you got, then you don't really got enough money. So they say, if you know how many buildings you got, then you ain't got enough buildings. Como? Who told you that? I hope your real estate broker or investor, whoever handles this real estate, I hope they ain't tell you that.
The lawyer's revelations have sparked a wider discussion about accountability in the real estate and financial sectors. Legal analysts are now weighing the broader implications of such a large-scale alleged scam, warning of the potential long-term damage to investor trust. They emphasize that when accusations of fraud reach the highest levels of celebrity-backed finance, the consequences extend far beyond individual reputations, potentially shaking confidence across entire markets. The very notion that a public figure as prominent as Floyd Mayweather could be entangled in a scheme of this scale has ignited serious concerns about the lack of oversight in financial dealings that involve celebrity branding and large capital flows. Experts caution that without stronger regulatory safeguards, the fusion of fame and finance may continue to create fertile ground for high-stakes fraud, leaving everyday investors vulnerable in the process.
All right, this next clip is from 2017 on the Joe Rogan podcast, where Tom Segura and Joey Diaz talk about Floyd Mayweather owing $29 million to the IRS. Now, obviously, this clip was way back in 2017, so it's possible he paid it off. Or it's possible that he owes way more now.
I think Floyd Mayweather has like 6.
Does he really?
He has so many.
He's hilarious.
His
I
spending
love him.
habits are hilarious. His
I
cars.
love him.
And he's got like a whole fleet
hilarious.
just in white. He's like, white is right. I got a bunch of.
He's got other
18.
colors too, though, man.
Yeah, he
got
does.
A gang of cars.
Within boardrooms and financial circles, the conversation has shifted toward the troubling question of how fraudulent schemes of this scale can remain concealed behind layers of legal complexity and convoluted investment frameworks. Some analysts are now calling for stricter regulatory oversight, particularly when deals bear the hallmark of celebrity endorsement. They argue that the allure of a famous name often clouds due diligence, allowing poor financial practices to go unchecked. The lawyer's newly revealed evidence, with its verifiable chain of custody and meticulously outlined timeline of the alleged fraud, serves as a sobering reminder that even the most high-profile, glamorous ventures can conceal serious misconduct. Amid the uproar, the lawyer has remained firm in his stance. His aim is not personal revenge, but a call for reform. He insists that transparency is the industry's strongest safeguard against fraud, and hopes that this case becomes a turning point in how high-value transactions are scrutinized. He contends that investors have a right to know whether their funds are being handled ethically, or whether, as this case may suggest, they're being exploited in schemes fueled by greed and masked by celebrity sheen. Meanwhile, media personality Shannon Sharpe has publicly criticized Floyd Mayweather, suggesting that the boxing legend may currently be grappling with financial difficulties linked to the alleged $42 million scam. Sharpe hinted that a combination of aging and questionable financial decisions could be contributing to Mayweather's apparent decline, adding another layer of intrigue and concern to an already explosive situation.